Midday Boost, 12 to 3 p.m. Dubs, Mondays to Friday, only on UFM.
You know, I don't know if you've ever walked into a room and you realized you're not the it person anymore. You know, like new faces, new slang, booty trendy, all these things that are happening, right? So we're going to be asking you, what do you miss about your prime era? Was it the vibe, the energy, the ambition, or just that unshakable confidence that made you feel unstoppable? Some people still feel like they're unstoppable, never mind age. How are you
As
feeling?
they should.
How are you feeling?
I'm in my prime.
And do you think
So
that
it's
later
not in
after
past tense.
No, but do you think later on after your prime you'd feel different?
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't?
I don't think there's anybody who can make me feel like I'm
There we
not
go.
the it girl.
Okay.
Always
There we
been,
go.
always will be.
You know how you sometimes see an old lady dancing, and
Yeah.
then I can see a retired baddie
Oh
from a
my
distance.
gosh. In actual fact, maybe she's not even retired. Age just caught up and she's just like, I'm going with the age anyways. Bale badi tattoo na le 65 mara ko morago ko mokotlong go kwetse
Yes.
forever
Ali
21.
Groovist,
I'm her,
Groovist,
she is me.
Groovist. Love it for you, Nana. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Be sure to join us. Also, by the way, 2025 provincial commemoration of World Food Day in the Northwest today. What we're going to be doing throughout the show today, we're going to be chatting to Morena Matsene. Yeah, we're going to be having conversations with him, finding out what is happening, what can we expect. It's actually quite nice. This year, the commemoration will be observed, of course, under the theme Hand in Hand for Better Foods and Better Future, highlighting a collective commitment to strengthening food security and building resilient agricultural systems. So it's going to be quite a jump today. Interesting day indeed. Happy Thursday to you and yours. After this, let's get unfiltered. I'm going to ask you this right now. Okay, you ever walked into a room and realized you're not the it person anymore? You know, the new faces, the new slang, the trends, everything, and suddenly you're the one giving advice instead of taking selfies. And you look around like back in my day. Back in my day, retired baddies, we ran the streets. But hey, every era has its magic. Maybe your era had real music, real style, real vibes. I don't know what it had. It didn't need filters, and flavor still. And I absolutely agree with that notion.
Yeah.
Right? But it happens to all of us. Well, maybe not all of us, that moment when you go from trending to timeless. So let's reminisce a little bit here. What do you miss about your prime era? Was it the vibe, the energy, the ambition, or just that unshakable confidence that made you feel unstoppable? Confidence will never leave my soul, no matter how old I become. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Look, maybe the energy. I'm just lazy now.
Yeah.
I think for me, really, it's just the energy, but I still have it. What do you mean? But the energy on it, I don't want to lie. I'm lazy. I will choose being home sometimes and not step out, That's the only thing. But other than that, I think the confidence is still there, the hype, everything, Alice. You understand? Yes.
I'm still in my prime.
Sure.
But I can tell you that my mom's little sisters, right? The last born at
No.
That's the second born child. So okay, mamogolo o motona bo mama ne ba me.
Yeah.
So my grandmother has the last born tsa gakima twin, right? Khumo le lesego. And one thing about them growing up that we knew for
Why am I already
sure
laughing?
is that they were the life of the party. Like they were known to be the life of the party. They wore the denim shirts, they wore the sneakers.
So they had the style.
They had the style. They had the pixies. They had the escalets. They had gold teeth. Like they were the girls during their prime.
Who's City of
right?
Gold?
City of Gold. Nele bona banyana ba kopele. But ha go phaka venture go jara teng. Go itse gore tonight is the night. And one thing they like saying is na o re gopotsa dinakong tsa rona. When I get ready to go have fun, when I dress up and I'm like, now it's time to club. Okra my 40-year-old auntie Arjo unkgopotsa dinako tsa ka ngwana ke gan out and party. And I realized she misses exactly that type of flexibility when she was still 20 something.
Yeah. The 20s were quite a jump. The 20s come with a hell of a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So for me, it's going to be energy and that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Just that. But we definitely want to hear from you now. Okay. Also, if you feel like you are a retired baddie, make your way here. 0762602815. Quite easy. UFM 898 as well on our social media pages. You can do it on the UConnect app as well. We call it hashtag the midday boost. We're getting unfiltered here. Heavy cake yo while you think about your beddie days. I'm in live here on the midday boost UFM. What do you miss about your prime era? Was it the vibe, the energy, the ambition, or just that unshakable confidence that made you feel unstoppable? Here's what we had to listen to.
Hello. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
UFM lunchtime.
Yeah.
Hey, really was something. No, you know what? Okay, sharp. I understand the issue of
energy.
old vibe time. Yes, now they don't have energy. Yeah, I'm worried about the faces. The face, especially when coming to the ladies.
But when
Yo, makeup, EJ, let's fat yo di wiki di jele headline mathata nanga botsa fela pila can't the natural beauty mathata ke wa bona ba le ba phela ka natural beauty le today they are still slaying, up to 40 years still killing because they were living with natural beauty.
But who?
So nanga botsa fela gore kante mathata a African women ke eng gore a phele natural beauty fela a tlohele di wavy di what the headline di makeup yo African ladies it dipakanye batho so that even when you get over 65 e bontse le bogale fela o le shambo.
Ke kopa gore a re romelle snepe sa ke batla go bona gore a ene santse e le legare e le shambola
and a re pele age and a re pele age
re ke bang la gagwe comfort re romelle selfie papa ne re batla go bona gore wena what is your age saying and what are your actions also saying ha re shebile your face. I think you're worried about things you shouldn't be worried about.
What do you miss about your prime era? Was it the vibe, the energy, the ambition, or just the unshakable confidence that made you feel quite unstoppable? We had quite a funny one from our booster. Headline, wiki, makeup. I'm supposing he's saying that he misses women who didn't wear makeup.
But assuming. The thing is that he's not even at his prime himself. If he's speaking of women without makeup from then. So, how does he look?
We've asked for a selfie anyway.
And we're still waiting. Mrs. UFM, Tyra Sugar. My answer to comfort is that even the woman in the Bible wore makeup.
Thank you, Anna, Mrs. UFM. Give Mrs. UFM. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, UFM.
Hello.
Where's all you ladies? Now I'm going with this little guy who had some buaka. It was something I did.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you a short story about what I've said. It's a bit more to I just say, "Jalo, wait to worry, man. Ale bunch you won't wake a ring. Wait to a caro camarella, Marawara. Cawara plane. Come so pake. I be over my tiwa arwa tapa. Pakela or worry. We put sorry. I mean, okay, no, let's go with it. We only thing at a second. Uru lebela la face le agawe. And then kuro ga teng ke go ira gore naked anu. I'm sorry to use this word.
So this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to throw this question back again to the two gents. The question is, what do you miss about your prime? Was it the vibe, the energy, the ambition,
and
or just
the women out of it?
Leave the women out of it, right? So I'm going to pose the question back to you gents who have told us about the weekly makeup. What do you miss about your prime and era? We're going to be crossing over as well to Morena Matsana in a moment. He's going to be having a chat with MEC Sambacha. We do it after this. Again, it is the 2025 commemoration of World Food Day in the Northwest. Morena Matsana out and about to have a conversation with MEC Sambacha. Morena Matsana, over to you.
Thank you very much. And I'm outside, like you mentioned, Mo Khakala Township with Elio Dorenstad, and I'm with the MEC Matota Sambacha, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. MEC, I was saying we should just give you a job because I just heard that you'll be with Motapi Mudise Khapi later on today. You must just be a presenter here by UFM.
Well, I'm not necessarily going to be a presenter.
Yeah.
You are people who are carrying the news of our work.
Yes.
So the reason for me to be consistent, it means really consistency on our programs, our interventions on society.
Yeah. And ABC, let's talk about what's happening today. Please tell us about this major World Food Day celebration and what you hope to achieve with it.
Well, this is International World Food Day.
Yes.
It's not celebrated only in South Africa. Simply October.
Yeah.
This year's one was on the 16th of October. The national program was in PE, hosted by the national minister. Now, the purpose of the day, awareness. It's awareness mainly on showing our communities who and why are they exposed to two elements. A1, ki hunger.
Yeah.
Tlala. Second one, ki food insecurity. Liwena only something you are doing, how una access enough food or access how it's not on the food nutrients you need. So problem ke gore ko le hatsing phala we have a situation where food insecurity or hunger is not because there's no food. It's not a problem of production.
Yeah.
There's food. There are two things that are happening with this food that is there. One, majority of community members do not have money to buy.
Yeah.
And that one is access. The second one is that the ones who they have more than what they need. As a result, it's not shared equitable.
Yeah.
Now, coming here in Khakala, we knew that each time we have a provincial activity, we're going to pick up an area we know already on how it's affected by both hunger and food insecurity. Now, one element that I must say to you, I'm a MEC of Agriculture and Rural Development.
Yeah.
From today, wherever I speak, I am going to say all the government grants that are meant to fight hunger and food insecurity, they must be changed from being cash to become food vouchers.
Yes.
Let a person who's getting 350 get 350 of a food voucher. Because we give them 350 on the day they are getting it. It's the last day they are seen at home. They only come back when it's finished.
Yeah.
Not all, but majority of them. This 350 is not used to buy food. It's used preferably to buy liquor and alcohol. So I want to call on our people to support and make a call to government that any grant linked to food security and hunger, it must be made a food voucher. Let a person decide to sell a food voucher, but would have never given him money that he can buy liquor immediately after getting it. Let him move around wanting someone who's going to buy a food voucher, which means his problem or a problem is not non-availability of food, but it's access to alcohol. We can't be used at this level by government. We keep taking responsibility, but money we use for that is not necessarily used in majority to fight hunger that we're talking about. But in Khakala, like you say, we've already said that we're going to make this township of Makwazi local municipality a priority in the province to check the best options to intervene on food insecurity and hunger. And remember, when we do that, we have to partner with social development. Because hunger, social development, food insecurity, Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. So this community, we are launching now a program of helping communities fight food insecurity and therefore fight hunger themselves. And we are going to be permanently based here. The only element we'll do, we will ask the municipality of Makwasi Hills and the municipality of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda to ensure that Gakala has a resolution of the challenge of water, because that water is going to be a source of input on our program, agriculture and food gardens.
Yeah, because without water, you can't have a food garden.
Well, without water, there's no life.
There's no life.
Water is
life. Yes.
Yes. Now, scientifically, people have created crops that would not necessarily need dominantly water. We call them as drought-resistant crops, which we can exploit here. But the necessity is that these people must get water.
Yeah.
It's their right. The municipality has a right to deliver water to them. We will make it as a condition that the program we're designing for Gakala needs water availability.
Yeah.
So that with our availability as Department of Agriculture in Gakala, we then act as an agent of bringing water to them.
Yeah. No, MEC, I'd like to ask more questions, but I see we are close to the Khang, which is at the top of the hour. So, then later on during the day.
No, let's close it because it's going to go through you to the news.
Yes.
Let's not disturb news, because news are going to carry what we're saying.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's our MEC Matota Sambata from the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. Before we get Dabs, back to you.
Thank you, sir. Interesting conversation on hunger and food security. I think food vouchers actually might just be the solution. But let's see if, before we wrap it up and go to the news, let's quickly see if the gents actually understood the question and stopped talking about our weaves. I think we might have some.
Afternoon, ladies. I
Hi.
hope you guys are good and feeling fresh. What I miss about my prime is the drive and obviously the energy and the dreams. Easy, I want to hold open a little. Hey, you be a fast and then now. Mudim. Tata will But I miss that, man. Yeah.
I get. What do you miss about your prime is the question. Let's wrap it up with this one.
Okay, dumelang.
Hello.
Ladies. Nanto ke gopola or ke misa kana go tsaka. Ke gore there was no one who depended on money na wa bona.
Okay.
Yeah, no wa tshwara thutlipanyana go bana go go tseleletsele. Stress ra di mara back then.
Danko, Papa. We wrap it up like that. It takes us to 1 o'clock on the dot. Let's do news, Mwanakokhai.
Midday Boost, 12 to 3 p.m. Dabs, Mondays to Friday, only on UFM.